His Highness Amir Mit'ab bin Abdullah bin Abdul Aziz, Prince, he conducted a visit for the holy sites. Mina Hospital, it's in fully on a complete equipment. The traffic of Al-Madinah Munawwara, its all capacity is preparing for the rituals. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, peace and blessings be upon you, dear viewers, and welcome to this episode of the program, the News Bulletin. His Highness Prince Muhammad bin Naif bin Abdul Aziz, the Minister of the Interior, the President of the Pilgrimage High Committee, visited, and the attendance of the Amir Mit'ab Al Faisal and the princes and the members of the committee on the preparations of in executing the pilgrimage of this year, 1434. And the moment he visited the camps at the highway, he went over a quick overview for executing the security plans in this year's pilgrimage, and he listened to a detailed demonstration by the head of security, about the security of the pilgrimage and the other pillars and bases in the holy sites and the point of entries and the ways of pilgrimage, and focuses on taking advantage of the expertise and the past plans and the new upcomings and vital projects within the holy sites, and concerning the preparations of the security personnel by implementing those instructions concerning obtaining the permissions for those pilgrimages, and the special arranging and organizing to perform the final and the farewell circumambulation, along with the security plans and traffic plans, which aim to make the services a lot more convenient. His Highness Prince Mit'ab bin Abdullah, the Ministry of National Guards, visited this evening a camp for the forces, and he listened to a summary about the duties and tasks that are conducted by the units of the National Guards in servicing the pilgrims, and then he left the headquarters and he visited His Highness the camp of the National Guard in Mina, and he went over the preparations and the equipment that provided by the Ministry of and he also went over the media center, and he listened to a presentation about the tasks and services, the media, the culture, and the guidance ones in the pilgrimage. And he visited the hospital of the National Guard in Mina, and he inspected the medical and health equipments that provided by the health affairs to provide the health service to the pilgrims. And he implored in his visit, and he supplicated Allah Almighty to facilitate to those pilgrims and accept their rituals, and embracing all those facilitation and big projects that are conducted in the holy sites for the pilgrims. And the third news article, the Great Pilgrimage Seminar, which is held by the Kingdom for more than 30 years, where its traditions are to highlight the concept of this great ritual because of the time since the beginning of the time of Islam. Therefore, the ministry was urged to arrange the meetings of the sciences and Islamic meetings to allow the opportunities to all the scholars and the intellects in the Islamic world to meet and study and discuss the issues pertaining Hajj and Umrah, where the Islamic societies in the whole world to exchange experiences and expertise to tackle dangers threatening Islamic nations across the world. Dear viewers, now this report. Dr. Bandar Hajjar had launched the Great Hajj Seminar under the title The Jurisprudence of the Priorities, under the patronage of Sheikh Abdul Aziz Al Sheikh, with a lot of the participation of a lot of scholars and intellects, and this came with the time of the pilgrims, the coming of the pilgrims who are coming from all over the world to perform this ritual and to find the priorities in this jurisprudence to achieve the goals. And to learn from previous experiences and to be have the urge to preserve this ritual, which is pilgrimage. And for example, like by throwing stones or stoning, they used to suffer because of crowding, but now it becomes easy by the projects which make throwing stones a lot easier than it used to be. And we never heard in the previous years that there's someone had died during performing throwing stones. The ministry launched a big gathering, Islamic gathering, in this year at the cultural and civilized level to provide services. Those who attended, they expressed their opinion of this seminars had make the goals achievable. I'd like to thank everyone for this educational activity. The importance of these seminars. We're not talking about this seminar, but all the seminars. The goal for those seminars to collect a group or an elite of scholars with different backgrounds and specialties. Jurisprudence is not limited to some or certain group, but the specialties are also available. We'd like to collect and all those elite group to convey a message, and this message is to facilitate and to the pilgrims to perform their ritual. The pilgrims will come with a whole awareness with his rituals. This priority, as you mentioned, is known by the scholars and defined by the scholars. Some of the public those priorities are important in this time, because the nation is going through a lot of challenges, and that's why we have to define those priorities, so the nation, in order for the nation to follow the straight path. The jurisprudence of priorities is one of the partials and implications of the life jurisprudence, which all the Muslims should be aware of. This jurisprudence teach a human how to conduct his life in his country and his treatments, and most important, how the jurisprudence of the priorities will show the original definition of belief, and to prove the greatness of the Islamic decree and its judgments. This is Makkah al-Asiri from Muhammad Asiri from Makkah al-Mukarramah. Dear viewers, to talk about this seminar, we would like to be from Makkah al-Mukarrama and from the actual site, His Excellency Abdurrahman bin Saleh al-Ashmawi, the poem. Welcome, Dr. Abdurrahman. Welcome. The greetings to you. Doctor, while you are one of the guests who is participating in the seminar, tell us about the events and what are the main highlights in this event. Thank you, Brother Osama, and I would like to thank all the brothers who are working in this blessed channel and working on this episode. I would like to start by saying, in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, and peace and blessings be upon the Prophet. And we are at the last day of the seminar, and I am talking to you as I just left the seminar concerning the events of the seminar of this year. I came here by invitation by the Ministry of Islamic Guidance and Awqaf. I'd like to say that the ministry became an expert and accumulated acquired an accumulated expertise, and where the scientists are interacting effectively and actively, and the order of the schedule and the topics of the seminar, and the restriction in time, and talking about and presenting topics were so beautiful. What I was pleased about this seminar, that it collected a group of elite of the scholars and intellects from all over the world, and you can be able to imagine, along with the viewers, that the types and the nationalities of those who participated in the seminar from all over the world, whether they're Arabs or other than Arabs, or Asians, European, or even the Americas, and everybody is participating. And it was really unique, and in fact, there is a lot of researches that touch the topics from different aspects. And what I have touched myself, that the harmony among the prevailed in this seminar, which pleased the heart, and I could witness a very unique group of scholars, and the love exchange and the good feelings were exchanged among those participants. And what brings all the people of those nations and this sort of unity and solidarity. And this is a big question. This seminar, its benefit that the topic is one, which is the jurisprudence of the priorities in pilgrimage. And where the Prophet, when he was chosen among two things, he would choose the easiest if it wasn't a sin. There was a very nice diversity in the researches, and there was a research, the psychological direction of the implication of, or the application of pilgrimage, which we're talking about the Islamic aspects, or the please, can you hurry up, because the time is limited. Why shouldn't we distribute or spread those seminars across the TV channels? Thank you. I would like to call you Dad, because you are in fact my dad. I would like to thank you for this intervention, which I was pleased with. God, may Allah bless you, and I was pleased with you, with all the viewers and the brothers, and may Allah assist you and bless you. Thank you. We had Dr. Abdurrahman Saleh al-Ashmawi, the poem and the Islamic intellect. He spoke about the great seminar of Al-Hajj. I would like to leave you with this short break, and we will continue our articles of our program. So stay with us.
You are welcome again. The first days of Dhul Hajj, the delegates of Palestine have arrived the sacred lands in Mecca. They were very happy in their arrival. With the beginning hours of the dawn of today, Nablus paid farewell to the pilgrims, and they see them every year. They go to the assembly of vehicles where this place on this day when we go, you are leaving for Mina. The day of departure, you made me feeling with passions in saying farewell to the pilgrims. I would like to remind them of the intention and this tour. Hopefully, to be amid the desert, it needs patience, cooperation, one hand, and don't be angry. There is no arguments in Hajj to remind the pilgrims of Palestine, to remind the Arabs and Muslims that you pilgrims, you are witnesses that the Medina Mosque and the sacred Haram, and there is a third mosque. It is called Al-Aqsa Mosque. Glorify to that who moved his prophet from the sacred mosque of Mecca to the sacred mosque of Al-Aqsa. It is not for the Palestinians alone, it is for the whole Islamic world. And I want to say to our pilgrims, this is a workshop tour. Utilize these days when you are near the Prophet and in Mecca. Forget about shopping. God will facilitate all things for you. I hope to go sound and safe and be back sound and safe. The feelings are contrasting between the agony of saying goodbye, and I can't explain them. It is a great pleasure and blessings and peace on our Prophet Muhammad. We visit our Prophet Muhammad. No, I can't express myself due to the great happiness. I feel very convenient and I am pleased in this tour. I go with sins and come back without sins. I hope that to have a pious pilgrimage and to keep them and to return them safe and sound, and to give them a pious pilgrimage and forgiven sins. Our viewers to talk about this beautiful demonstration in Palestine. We are pleased to have the media man Muhammad As-Sanawri. You are welcome. You are welcome, Muhammad. Through the report which we witnessed, we found a state of pleasure and even weeping for this beautiful tour to the sacred places in Mecca and Medina. How is the case in Palestine now? Actually, the feelings are described when the people of Palestine, they have this bounty in order to arrive the sacred house and Medina and Saudi Arabia to perform the rituals of pilgrimage. Any place where people go to pilgrimage, everyone, the neighbors, they go congratulating them, and they ask them to convey salam to our Prophet, and this pleasure for those who will go to pilgrim, and if he is a relative or a neighbor, the scene is very beautiful, and everyone is ready for such trip, and everyone is congratulating them for this trip, and they ask those to supplicate for him to be a Hajj in the next year. These are excessive feelings actually, and a week before leaving, they congratulate them because they won of this prize in going to Hijaz to perform their rituals. How is the case when they come back? Is it the same celebrations, congratulations, and meetings? And more than that, actually, because they come to listen to all the stories due and in spite of the technological development, but the eyewitnesses is different, and they describe the beautiful trip to the sacred house and the Prophet's mosque, and what did they do, and they narrate the attention of Saudi Arabia according to the directions of the custodian of the two holy mosques, facilitating the trip for the pilgrims, not only for the Palestinians, but all for Islamic world, in order to have this prize to arrive and become and perform the Hajj. And I'd like to refer that there is another happiness for the Palestinians, the honorable bounty from King Abdullah in having 2,000 of the families of the martyrs and the prisoners, and it is reflected positively on the Palestinian people, which comes every year, and the talks are so many I can't narrate them, but they recognize always and the hopes that God gives them all good for such initiatives. And be sure that this is an honor decoration for all Saudis to support and host the people of Palestine. And it is not strange from our leadership, and we will be happy to visit the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is in true and sincere hands. Thank you, Muhammad Anauri, who documented this marvelous picture in saying goodbye to the pilgrims in Palestine. I leave you with this short break, and then we resume our paragraphs. Again, the Haram Mosque that was expanded several times, and the Mataf has the same capacity, and in spite of the expansions, and the custodian of the two holy mosques raised the and to multiply the capacity from 140,000 to reach 105,000 per hour. Further explanation about this point. The circumambulation in the Haram house sanctify our house for the circumambulators and the prayers, and it witnesses expansion which is ordered by His Majesty the custodian of the two holy mosques. And there is no doubt that the Mataf has become narrow due to the new expansion, and there are paths for those who are with special needs and the elderly, and its capacity is 1,700 cars per hour, and to started when the last Ramadan, and after the season will relieve the sufferings of the pilgrims and those who perform Umrah and facilitate their performance of their obligations, and to provide it with expertise and to have ventilators in order that the sun rays come through it. Our viewers, the traffic department in Medina is ready to facilitate the movements of pilgrims inside Medina in order that the pilgrims be able to perform their rituals easily and smoothly. And this report from the General Department of Traffic in Medina. The traffic of Medina works to implement its traffic plan for the season of Hajj for this year, starting from the beginning of the Dhul Qa'dah and ends in 15th Muharram, and 225 vehicles and motorcycles and the personnel, 900 traffic personnel. The traffic department is concerned in the Hajj services. The traffic department issued a traffic plan to ensure the smooth traffic through the crossings and the highways between Medina Tabuk, Medina Mecca, Medina Qasim. And there are fixed patrols as King Faisal and King Abdulaziz roads, and on the crossings and the pedestrian roads and all the areas near the central area. And there are fixed patrols in Hijra, Qasim and other roads to divert the vehicles of pilgrims coming from the sea. And the traffic plan to serve the pilgrims as the Peace Road and King Faisal Road, and to facilitate the movement of pilgrims. And the departments of traffic in general and the traffic department in particular, they prepare the traffic plans to cover the pedestrian lines and to direct the vehicles through the sorting and conversion lines, Qasim, Riyadh Road, and to maintain the spirits of the pilgrims, and gives always they are the watching eyes for its nationals of their different nationalities from Medina al-Munawwara, the news of Hajj. And we are talking about the traffic movement. We are pleased to have Colonel Al-Hamadi, who is the spokesperson and the director of traffic safety. You are welcome, Your Excellency. Good evening. Your Colonel, what is your traffic plan for exiting the pilgrims tomorrow? Now we are in the beginning of the season and in the traffic plan to send the pilgrims to Mecca. As for us, we have great preparations, and the plan includes the field officers and personnel and the traffic units of Medina. They are available at the sorting points on the highways, and we concentrated in the plan today and tomorrow on Miqat Mosque to have the field personnel in order to ensure the exit of pilgrims to Mecca easily. And I think all the things are okay now. Have you defined certain time, day or night, in sending them to Mecca? It is from morning up to 11 at night. In order to ensure that the pilgrims be at ease and not to sit up all night in the morning until 11 at night. With the new expansions of the Haram, how is the traffic movement there? The traffic movement, there should be some jam in the movement, and the availability in the field, it gives us promptly to give solutions. If there are any bottlenecks, we resolve them. And we have several points, especially around the Prophet Haram and in the places of pedestrians in Medina. And the director of a traffic safety unit. Thank you. Our viewers, the health affairs in Taif send 7 ambulance cars to participate in the Hajj of this year, and they send the cars to the sacred sites, and the Speaker Al-Hamdani that the management of emergency and the crisis send fully occupied ambulance vehicles, and it is noted that there is a committee of emergency committee that the vehicles are ready to operate. Dr. Mahmoud Ma'touk Lassaimi gave instructions to upgrade the readiness and to deal promptly with the emergencies, and affirmed the importance of the officials in emergency to work during Hajj period and to be available at all times until the end of Hajj rituals. This is what we have for this day. Hope you a good day, and for the pilgrims as well. Thank you for your following us. To meet you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.